Welcome back to the Takeout and the Conversation Corner. Here's what happens in the wake of a school shooting. Investigators immediately zero in, if they can, on the suspect's recent online activity. Now, new research shows some very alarming similarities in the online history of two people who carried out shootings just 1 month apart, according to an analysis conducted by the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism. The perpetrators behind the Abundant Life Christian school shooting in December 2024 and the Antioch High School shooting in January of this year immersed themselves in similar extremist ideologies and very violent content. The shooters killed a combined 3 people, injured many others before taking their own lives. Joining me now, former FBI Special Agent Katherine Schweit. Katherine, this is a hard thing to do because I want to talk to you about this online content, but we struggle journalistically always with this question. Does talking about it platform it, legitimize it, create new avenues for people to find these things that are, by their very nature, meant to lure them in psychically and can take them to a very dangerous place?
Well, I would say yes and no. When I started down this road, when I was working on this, it started after the Sandy Hook massacre, I was imploring people in your seat to stop making hysterical comments and constantly putting at the top of the news and running pictures. But think about it, 15, 20 years ago, we were running the photos of the shooters and all the video we could and all this imagery that we could on the shooter and what the shooter was doing and what they were carrying. And we talked really about the shooters. We don't do that now, and that's really helped. But there is this online world that is still doing that. So I feel like traditional news media is doing so much better about being conscious of not wanting to help along a shooter, but I think the online platform is there.
Describe for my audience what is there online and how in these two particular cases it was a rabbit hole that led them to do things that astonished those who were close to them and their own families.
Yeah, I think that's really why I wanted to bring this out. I mentioned it, I posted about it because it's really a beautiful, the ADL analysis is a great example of how somebody can be groom themselves, others groom them online in these ways that there are sites online that are, I want to be a school shooter, I want to hate others, I want to see the gore. There are these terrible sites. I don't want to give you lots of names of them, but they really desensitize people who are going down these rabbit holes. There's a website that's just like the ADL looked at one that was just all video of people getting executed, killing themselves, killing other people, murdering people, anything that they can get. And that is a gore site that people get desensitized to it. And then at the same time, there are people with extremist views that are on those sites that are recruiting others, and they're recruiting young people, and that's what we saw here.
And the timeline in these two instances really march right along.
Oh, and I think that's the great part about it is you get a chance to really see how somebody went from being curious to all the way to the execution of shooting in 18 months, 19 months for these two people. Side by side, they both went on this one website at the same time. And then bit by bit, you begin to see them start to comment, make comments, begin to follow other people who they admire, who espouse hate, and they become more vulnerable, but also more vociferous in the way that they say things. And that leads to the actions that we saw at both of those schools.
The impossible question to answer, what's the remedy?
I think a lot of awareness that this exists. If you don't think that your kid can get on these sites, and particularly anybody, say, under the age of 25 is much more vulnerable to them, they're being recruited just like somebody, sextortion, right? Just like somebody recruits, a pedophile recruits and grooms, people are grooming people on these sites. And sometimes they start by gaming sites. They go into a gaming site and then they say, you should see what's on this site. If you like what you're seeing on this shoot 'em up game, you want to see real shootings? Go here. So you got to know what your kids are doing. And I know we hear that all the time, but your kids, I always say, your kids don't have the privacy rights you do as an adult.
Right.
Please don't give them that because they need your guidance.
You've got to understand the inventory, and then you've got to stay involved.
Exactly. It's so important to stay involved.
Katherine Schweit, I am told that you are a very big fan of the Golden Takeout tie rack. Please invite yourself to go pick out a tie and take for your best
I would
purposes.
love a tie because I don't even own one tie for me, and I feel like I should have one.
You go over there. I'm going to read
That'd be awesome.
the copy to break, and you just take whatever tie you want.
I'm going to pick one out.
Go right
Thank
ahead.
you. I'll leave you a toy in exchange.
Very good. I get a book for. She gets a tie. Everything is
Love it.
transactional.
I love it.
And
Let's
happily
see.
so here at the Takeout.